Have you ever felt like people sense something about you before you even speak? There is a silent power within you, an invisible energy that cannot be hidden, and it often leaves others unsure of how to respond. Some feel drawn to you, others feel nervous or unsettled in your presence without understanding why. This is the unspoken force of your aura, and when it is strong, it carries a weight that cannot be ignored. It is not about arrogance or dominance. It is about an energy field so powerful that it communicates who you are long before words ever leave your mouth. People notice more than what their eyes can see. They feel intention, they feel strength, they feel authenticity, and these qualities radiate like light from those who carry them. When you possess a powerful aura, it is as if your presence speaks on your behalf. Every movement, every glance, every quiet pause becomes a statement of inner certainty. It can be magnetic, drawing people toward you with a sense of curiosity or respect, but it can also be intimidating, especially to those who are not grounded within themselves. They may feel an unexplainable tension, as though your energy reveals something about them they are not ready to face. This is why some people feel uncomfortable around you. It is not because of what you say or do. It is because your energy disrupts their emotional equilibrium. You are a reminder of strength, confidence, and self-awareness, qualities that many suppress within themselves. When people encounter energy this strong, it forces them to see where they are hiding, where they are weak, or where they are living smaller than they know they should. Not everyone is ready for that reflection. But here is what makes your aura truly significant. It is not meant to make others uncomfortable. It is meant to awaken something within them. Your energy is like a mirror, showing people who they could be, even if it first stirs fear, doubt, or envy. That is why you must learn to embrace it fully. The world needs individuals who carry this kind of presence, because it inspires others to rise higher, even if their first reaction is resistance. Stay with me, because as we move forward, you will begin to recognize the unmistakable signs that your aura carries this rare power. Each sign will reveal not only how people experience your presence, but also why it affects them so deeply. By the end, you will see that this is not a burden, it is a gift. And when you understand how to use it, you will not only transform your own life, but also leave an unshakable impact on everyone who crosses your path. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to grow uneasy when you enter the room, even if you say nothing at all? It is not because of anything you have done wrong, but because your presence carries a weight they cannot explain. When your aura is strong, it triggers a response deep in the subconscious of others. Their body language shifts, their tone becomes uncertain, and they may even struggle to maintain eye contact. This is not about intimidation through force. It is about the natural confidence you radiate, an energy that tells the world you know who you are, and that certainty cannot be shaken. People who are unsure of themselves sense this power immediately. It shines like a light, exposing insecurities they work hard to hide. You become a silent reminder of what it means to walk in alignment with your inner strength. Even if you do not speak, your energy sends a message. You are not here to seek approval, and you do not need validation to feel whole. This alone can make others nervous, because most people live their lives constantly searching for external acceptance. When they encounter someone who doesn't need it, it forces them to question why they do. This nervousness is not always negative. For some, it sparks admiration. They feel inspired by your confidence, even if they do not fully understand it. They sense that you operate from a place of inner stability and integrity, and part of them longs to do the same. But for others, this same energy can feel like a challenge. It may cause defensiveness, irritation, or even quiet resentment, not because of who you are, but because of what you represent. Freedom from fear, doubt, and insecurity, and that can be difficult for someone who still feels trapped by those things. Understanding this allows you to respond with grace. Instead of shrinking to make others comfortable, you can stand firmly in your power while radiating calm and kindness. You can choose not to be shaken by their reaction, because you know it is not truly about you. It is about what your energy stirs within them. The more you embrace this, the more your aura strengthens. And as it does, the nervousness others feel will often transform into respect, even if it takes time. This is why being fully present in your power matters. The world responds to energy more than words. When you carry yourself with authenticity and quiet strength, people notice. Some may be unsettled, but deep down, they know they are witnessing something rare. And that realization, whether they admit it or not, leaves an impression that cannot be forgotten. A powerful aura does not move through life unnoticed. It draws attention in ways that are both magnetic and intense, causing others to react strongly, often without knowing why. Some will feel inspired to be around you, sensing your energy as a source of strength and guidance. Others may feel defensive, projecting their fears or insecurities onto you. This is the nature of strong energy. It amplifies emotions in those who encounter it, revealing truths about who they are and where they stand in their own journey. You may find that people either warm to you quickly or keep their distance, as if your presence leaves no room for indifference. This polarity exists because a powerful aura speaks to the deeper instincts of human nature. People are wired to respond to energy before logic. When they feel your confidence, your clarity, or your emotional balance, it challenges their own state of being. If they are aligned with similar strength, they feel drawn toward you, sensing a connection to something familiar and empowering. If they are struggling with fear or self-doubt, your energy may feel like a spotlight, exposing the very things they try to hide. This is why reactions can range from admiration to jealousy, from respect to quiet resentment. It is essential to understand that these strong reactions are not about changing who you are to make others feel at ease. They are about recognizing the impact of your presence and carrying it with awareness. Your energy has the power to inspire, to motivate, and to awaken others, but only if you remain rooted in authenticity. When you stand firmly in your truth, you offer others a mirror, not a threat. You show them what it looks like to live without shrinking, to walk through life without apology, and to hold steady in your sense of self even when the world feels chaotic. There is a responsibility that comes with such influence. It is not to seek control over others, but to ensure your energy reflects integrity. People will notice how you carry yourself long before they notice what you say. They will feel whether your confidence is genuine or if it hides behind arrogance. They will sense whether your calm is rooted in peace or in silent tension. That is why the strongest auras are built not on appearance but on inner alignment, on the commitment to live in a way that reflects self-respect, clarity, and purpose. As you continue to embody this power, expect reactions to grow stronger. Some will admire you deeply, others will misunderstand you, yet each response will confirm the same truth. You are not like everyone else. You carry a force that moves people, stirs emotions, and leaves them changed simply because they stood in your presence. Strangers can sense it before you even realize it yourself. There's something about your presence that feels different, something that cannot be explained through logic or casual observation. People you have never met before may glance at you twice, hesitate before speaking, or watch you with an unspoken curiosity. It is not because of how you look, what you wear, or what you say. It is because your energy moves ahead of you, announcing your presence before your voice ever fills the air. A powerful aura does not need words to be recognized. It communicates through frequency, an invisible language that the subconscious mind of others cannot ignore. This silent energy is what makes people feel like they know you, even when they don't. It stirs within them a sense of familiarity, as if they have met you in another time or place. But what they are really sensing is your alignment, your inner coherence between who you are and how you live. The human mind is trained to pick up on signals beyond conscious awareness. Body language, microexpressions, and even the stillness of your movements carry meaning. And when these signals reflect confidence, peace, or strength, people feel it immediately. They might not be able to explain why, but they will know something about you feels different. This is not just about attention, it is about resonance. When someone with a scattered or heavy energy field walks into a space, others can feel the weight of it, even if they do not know why they feel uneasy. When someone with a strong, centered, and powerful aura steps into the same space, the atmosphere shifts and people sense the difference without a single word spoken. They may feel drawn to you, sensing calm or inspiration. They may feel intimidated, sensing depth or strength they cannot quite understand. But they will feel something, and that something will make them remember you long after the moment has passed. When you carry this type of energy, interactions take on a different tone. Strangers may speak to you as if they trust you without knowing why. Some may share personal details quickly, sensing safety in your presence. Others may feel compelled to challenge you, not because of hostility, but because they sense authority and instinctively want to test it. Every reaction reveals the same truth. You hold a presence that cannot be ignored. Owning this awareness is essential. You cannot control how others respond, but you can decide how you carry yourself in the midst of it. A powerful aura becomes most effective when it is rooted in humility, balance, and purpose. When strangers sense your presence, let it be a signal not of intimidation but of quiet strength. Strength that uplifts, inspires, and leaves an unforgettable imprint on the hearts and minds of those who encounter it. When your aura carries undeniable strength, neutrality becomes rare. People rarely feel indifferent toward you. Instead, they are either deeply drawn to you or instinctively pulled away. This polarity is not a reflection of who you are as a person, but rather of the energy you project. Strong energy stirs emotions in others, and emotions lead to strong impressions. Some will feel inspired by your presence, sensing courage, confidence, and authenticity. Others will feel threatened, not because you have harmed them, but because your energy awakens feelings they are not ready to face. And so, admiration and resistance often coexist around you, forming a silent pattern that reveals the weight of your presence. This dynamic is rooted in how human beings respond to frequency. When someone radiates self-assurance, emotional balance, and purpose, it resonates deeply with those who value the same qualities or aspire to embody them. They feel safe, uplifted, and empowered around you because your energy reminds them of their own potential. But for those who carry unhealed wounds or unresolved insecurities, this same energy can feel like a mirror, reflecting back the parts of themselves they would rather ignore. Instead of inspiration, they feel discomfort. Instead of connection, they feel comparison. And because energy does not lie, they cannot escape the feeling that something within them is being quietly challenged. This is why you may notice that people seem to form opinions about you quickly, even when they barely know you. They sense your aura, and it triggers something within them: respect, fascination, envy, or discomfort. The depth of these reactions often has little to do with what you say or do, and everything to do with the energy you carry. It is a reminder that presence speaks louder than words, and people remember how they feel around you long after conversations fade. Embracing this reality requires emotional strength. It means accepting that not everyone will understand you, and not everyone is meant to. You cannot dim your light to make others feel comfortable in their shadows, nor can you shrink to fit into spaces that were never designed to hold your full presence. The key is to remain steady, rooted in authenticity, and free from the need to be universally liked. The goal is not to be liked, it is to be real, and realness carries a force that will always draw strong reactions. The more you embrace this, the more your aura will grow. It will stop being something that unsettles you and become something that empowers you. You will stop seeing people's reactions as personal and start seeing them as proof of your strength. Some will love you, some will dislike you, but all will remember you because your presence left an imprint too deep to fade. When your energy carries undeniable strength, people will sometimes test it. They may question your choices, challenge your opinions, or subtly push against your boundaries, not because they truly doubt you, but because your presence signals authority. Human nature instinctively seeks to understand where strength begins and where it holds firm. When someone senses inner power, they often want to see how far it extends, consciously or unconsciously measuring whether it is rooted in true confidence or fragile ego. These tests are not always malicious. They are often silent assessments of character, driven by curiosity and instinct. A powerful aura invites this kind of attention because it represents stability in a world that often feels uncertain. People want to know if the calm you carry is genuine, if the confidence you radiate holds under pressure, and if your sense of self is as unshakable as it appears. Their challenges are not always direct. Sometimes they come in the form of subtle remarks, small provocations, or unexpected resistance. These are not signs of disrespect. They are signs that your presence demands acknowledgement. It forces others to engage with you differently, to evaluate their own energy in relation to yours, and to see where they stand in comparison. Responding to these moments with composure is where your true power reveals itself. Rising to anger or defensiveness only reinforces the insecurities of those who challenge you. Remaining calm, collected, and steady shows that your strength is not a performance, it is who you are. This quiet confidence disarms those who expect conflict and impresses those who seek proof of authenticity. It communicates that your aura is not built on the need to dominate, but on the ability to stay grounded, even when tested. This reaction has a profound effect on people. Those who were unsure of your strength begin to respect it. Those who were skeptical begin to trust it. and those who sought to provoke you often find themselves humbled by the calmness of your response. This is not about proving superiority. It is about embodying stability in a way that speaks louder than words. It shows that power is not about control, it is about self-mastery. The more you master this, the more you realize these tests are opportunities, not obstacles. They give you the chance to reinforce your aura, to project confidence without aggression, and to lead with presence rather than force. Over time, people stop questioning whether your energy is real. They begin to rely on it, sensing that it comes from a place of depth, integrity, and unshakable balance. And that is when your presence shifts from something that challenges others to something that inspires them to rise to their own strength. A powerful aura does not merely influence individuals, it has the ability to shift the energy of an entire environment. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere responds, often in ways that people cannot explain. Conversations pause for a moment, eyes are drawn toward you, and the overall mood changes. It is not because of what you wear or say, but because energy radiates beyond physical form. People feel it before they consciously acknowledge it. This is the natural effect of someone who carries inner alignment, self-assurance, and presence, the ability to influence the emotional climate around them without effort. Psychology calls this phenomenon emotional contagion, the silent transfer of feeling from one person to another. When your aura is strong, it becomes a transmitter of emotion, capable of lifting the energy in a room or unsettling those who are not comfortable in their own space. If you carry calmness, others feel more at ease. If you radiate confidence, people stand taller. If you project determination, conversations sharpen and energy becomes focused. But if someone in the room harbors insecurity or envy, your energy can magnify it, making their discomfort harder to ignore. This is why powerful presence is often misunderstood. It reveals, amplifies, and stirs emotions that were already there. The most significant part of this influence is not in how it is received, but in how it is managed. A person with a strong aura understands that their energy has impact, and with impact comes responsibility. You cannot control how others feel, but you can choose the frequency you project. You can choose whether your presence inspires peace or provokes fear, whether it uplifts or overwhelms. True mastery lies in carrying strength with humility, knowing that you have the ability to set a tone without saying a word. This awareness changes everything. You stop walking into rooms unconsciously and start doing so with intention. You stand with calm assurance, knowing that people will sense it and adjust accordingly. You no longer feel the need to explain your energy, because its effect speaks for itself. And as you continue to carry yourself with balance, people begin to recognize you not only for what you do, but for how you make them feel. They remember the calm, the confidence, the quiet authority, and it lingers long after you leave. Owning this level of influence requires self-control. It means regulating your emotions, centering yourself, and moving through the world with integrity. Because when your aura has the power to change the atmosphere around you, every room you enter becomes an opportunity to inspire, empower, and elevate others, simply by being fully aligned with the strength you carry within. When your aura carries undeniable strength, it becomes more than a presence. It becomes a force that pulls honesty out of people. Without understanding why, others feel compelled to open up to you. They share their struggles, fears, and dreams as though speaking to someone who can see beyond their words. This is not coincidence. It is the result of energy that signals safety, depth, and understanding. When someone senses that your presence is grounded and free of judgment, they feel drawn to reveal parts of themselves they often keep hidden from the world. This effect occurs because human beings crave connection at a soul level, not just a surface one. Most interactions in life are filled with masks, polite smiles, small talk, and guarded words. But when someone with a strong aura enters their space, the energy shifts. They feel seen without explanation, understood without confession. This can be unsettling for some, yet liberating for others. It is as though your presence silently communicates, you can be real here, you can be honest. And that sense of permission becomes a doorway to deeper exchange. Yet this openness is not always easy for others to handle. Some may feel vulnerable around you, unsure of why they are revealing so much or why they feel exposed. It is not that you are prying, it is that your aura mirrors truth. People sense that your energy does not operate on superficial levels, and so they instinctively rise to meet it with authenticity. For some, this brings healing. For others, it brings discomfort. but either way, it moves them closer to a part of themselves they often avoid. This is why it is vital to hold this gift with care. When people open up to you, they are entrusting you with their rawness, often without fully realizing it. Responding with compassion, not judgment, is essential. Your calm presence can validate their courage and ease their fear. Your silence can hold their words in safety, and your energy can assure them that they are not weak for being vulnerable. They are strong for daring to be seen. This ability to draw out truth is a hallmark of spiritual and emotional alignment. It reveals that your aura is not only strong but deeply resonant. It is not simply about commanding attention. It is about creating a space where others feel the courage to remove their masks. And the more you nurture this ability, the more you realize its purpose. It is not about gathering secrets. It is about helping people reconnect to their own authenticity. Because when someone feels that deeply seen, even for a moment, it changes how they see themselves. And that is the kind of influence only powerful aura can bring. Misunderstanding often follows those who carry a powerful aura. People may sense your energy and misinterpret it, projecting their own fears or assumptions onto you. They might see your calmness as coldness, your confidence as arrogance, or your quiet strength as distance. Yet these judgments are rarely about you. They are reflections of what others feel within themselves when confronted with a presence that challenges their perception of security, value, or control. The truth is, your energy speaks a language not everyone is ready to hear, and so they fill the silence with their own interpretations. This can create moments of isolation where you feel unseen despite being deeply felt. But this is not a weakness, it is a sign of depth. The stronger and more authentic your aura becomes, the more it will be misunderstood by those who do not yet understand themselves. People often label what they cannot define. When they encounter energy that feels larger than their comfort zone, they may respond with skepticism or criticism, not because you have done something wrong, but because your presence unsettles the illusions they have built around who they are. Understanding this allows you to stand firm without resentment. You no longer need to defend yourself against misconceptions or over-explain your intentions. Instead, you live in alignment with your truth, knowing that those who are meant to see you clearly will do so with time. Misunderstandings then become less of a burden and more of a confirmation. You are not blending into the background. You are standing in a light that not everyone is ready to face, but one that cannot be ignored. The key is to move with grace, even when others misread your energy. Responding with patience, rather than frustration, reflects the strength of someone who understands their power and refuses to let the opinions of others distort it. Your presence is not meant to be understood by all, it is meant to resonate with those who are ready, and for those who are not, it will still leave an impression that lingers, planting seeds that may grow later when they are prepared to see things differently. What matters most is staying anchored in your own authenticity. When you know who you are, you no longer fear who others think you are. Misinterpretations lose their sting, criticism loses its weight, and judgment becomes background noise. You begin to see that being misunderstood is often proof of living at a level of truth that not everyone has reached. And rather than shrinking to fit into a version of yourself that feels safer for others, you rise fully into the strength of who you are, unapologetically, powerfully, and with a presence that needs no validation to remain undeniable. The power to reshape your life begins with the willingness to step outside the boundaries of who you used to be. Comfort zones disguise themselves as safety, but in reality, they are cages lined with soft walls, keeping you from touching your full potential. Growth is never found in the familiar. It lives in the moments that challenge you, that make your heart race, that test your courage to believe you are capable of more. Every time you choose courage over fear, you rewire your mind to see yourself as unstoppable. You stop waiting for the perfect moment because you realize it will never come. You create it, you choose it, you step into it with unwavering resolve. Life will not reward hesitation, it rewards action backed by conviction. Waiting for clarity before you move is a trap because clarity is not the starting point, it is the result of motion. Every bold step you take reveals more of who you are meant to be. You become a person who no longer apologizes for wanting more, who no longer seeks validation for every choice, who no longer hides behind excuses disguised as reasons. You start to see fear for what it is, proof that you are standing at the edge of breakthrough, not breakdown. And when you feel it, you move forward anyway, because you understand that discomfort is not punishment, it is progress in disguise. Your mind will try to protect you by whispering that it is safer to stay the same, but your soul will scream for more. Listen to the voice that dares you to rise. It knows what you are capable of, even when doubt clouds your vision. Train yourself to take pride not in where you are, but in how far you are willing to go. Every setback becomes a lesson. Every challenge becomes an initiation. Every closed door becomes a test of whether you are willing to knock louder or build your own. The more you choose resilience over retreat, the more life bends in your favor. You are not here to live quietly, trapped by fear, shrinking to fit into spaces too small for your dreams. You are here to expand, to become, to rise so powerfully that the person you were yesterday would barely recognize the strength of who you have become today. The key is to stop asking, "What if I fail?" and start asking, "What if I never try?" Because failure is temporary, but regret lingers like a shadow that never leaves. Your future demands action, your destiny demands courage, and the life you are meant to live waits just beyond the line where fear ends and boldness begins. Every day presents two paths: the path of resistance, where growth feels uncomfortable, and the path of retreat, where comfort masks itself as safety. Choosing growth means stepping into discomfort willingly, knowing it will carve out the strength you seek. It means understanding that transformation is not a single moment of courage, but a continuous act of refusing to remain where you are. Each challenge you face becomes a sculptor, chiseling away everything that no longer serves you, revealing the stronger, wiser version hidden beneath layers of fear and hesitation. The mind may resist because it craves predictability, but your soul thrives in expansion, and expansion always requires risk. Doubt whispers that you are not ready, but doubt is only the echo of an old self clinging to familiarity. It has no real power unless you give it weight. Every time you choose action over hesitation, you weaken doubt's grip and strengthen belief. That belief grows louder with every step, until fear no longer feels like a wall but merely a doorway to walk through. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the quiet decision that fear will not decide your future. Each decision to rise above it becomes a declaration that your purpose is bigger than your comfort zone. The world may tell you to play small, to fit into a mold built by others, but smallness cannot hold the magnitude of who you are becoming. You are not here to settle for what is easy. You are here to create what is extraordinary. That requires a willingness to release old identities, old habits, and old limitations that once felt safe, but now feel suffocating. Letting go is not loss, it is the making of space for something greater. What feels like emptiness and transition is not a void, it is possibility waiting to be filled with everything you deserve. Strength is built not in grand victories, but in small, unseen moments where you refuse to quit, where you silence the urge to retreat and take one more step forward. Each of those steps compounds, not just shaping your future, but reshaping who you are at your core. You begin to see yourself differently, not as someone who merely survives challenges, but as someone who thrives because of them. And as this vision of yourself sharpens, the external world begins to mirror it, drawing toward you opportunities and experiences that match your new level of belief. This is how transformation unfolds, quietly, powerfully, and relentlessly, through repeated acts of courage that declare you will not live a life defined by fear, but one defined by growth. And with every decision made in alignment with this truth, you move closer to the life you were meant to live, unshaken, unbroken, and unstoppable. Strength is built not in moments of ease, but in the fire of discomfort. Every challenge faced is a silent invitation to rise higher than before. The mind must be trained to see beyond pain and recognize growth hidden within it. Doubt will whisper that the struggle is pointless, that surrender would bring relief, but these whispers are traps designed to keep you small. Real transformation begins the moment you refuse to be defined by the weight of your circumstances. Power lies not in escaping difficulty, but in standing tall while it rages around you. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, resilience over retreat, and faith over fear, you reshape the boundaries of who you are becoming. The world may not applaud your silent victories, yet each unseen battle fortifies your spirit with an unshakable foundation. Nothing is more dangerous than a person who has learned to master their inner state, for no storm can pull down what has been built within. The mind becomes sharper, the heart grows braver, and the soul carries a calm authority that cannot be taken away. Growth is not dramatic, it is a series of quiet, relentless choices to hold yourself to a higher standard when no one is watching. The path forward is never carved by comfort, but by courage that refuses to bend. Every day is another chance to prove to yourself that you are not who you were yesterday. You are evolving layer by layer into the strongest version of yourself. And when others wonder how you carry such composure, such grace under pressure,